our kids appreciate the space program?
No.
I don't think so. And I want to be in the Space Force. Do they? No.
No, they don't want it. I don't think they, it's, I was watching the 4 astronauts getting into, going into space earlier this week or last week. And
SpaceX.
My kids were like, so what? And I'm like, do you understand what this means?
Yeah, but this goes right back to that whole concept of we saw the future. Kennedy told us that somebody was going to get to go to the moon, and it was an impossible thought.
Yes.
And it happened. So, yeah, this is BJ Flagg.
And I'm Rich G. And this is episode 189. Major forces will impact your business. Tesla, Bitcoin, SpaceX, etc.
Yes, we totally want. We want you to think way out.
I got my Captain Kirk uniform on today, so we're all
exactly
set.
Right.
So,
we got into a very big battle fight royal about Star Trek and Star Wars.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, self-driving cars are almost here.
Yep.
Different ways to start paying, and are being developed every day. And, we're sending men and women into space and planning for Mars. Come on.
It's and I think we're seeing these things happen, but we're not adding them all up. I mean, our phones can track our health. Our watches can track our blood pressure. What's next? What's going on?
Yeah. And how is it going to affect you? And your business.
And your customers and your staff and your everything. Changes are happening so much faster now.
Yeah, and the fact that you're not participating is no longer an option.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's jump right in.
Okay, tip 1 is, what changes have already happened to your business in the past few years? What's going on? What small changes have you experienced with clients, customers, vendors, suppliers, your team? What has been going on? Small things. We want you to start thinking about those small changes that have happened over the past few years.
And, think of all the things that have gone digital. What has happened and changed your business? What are the, all these people requesting of you that you had to scramble to deliver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're suddenly, and I know we all had to scramble with the pandemic and reorienting our business for that. And I think most of us did very well, but there are other things that are happening now that we're starting to see: how we communicate, how we market, how we brand ourselves, everything, how we interact with our customers and clients, how we interact with our team and stuff. Lots of things are changing.
And you have to really look at it and say, where have you lost critical business to a competitor because they're moving faster? That's the big thing.
Yeah. So, it's interesting to see, like up where I live, a restaurant 2 weeks into the pandemic just closed. They just closed and they haven't opened yet. Another place that's been in business since 1934, and I might have spoke about them, Roseland Pizza. They immediately went into hyperdrive and they closed down the restaurant, but they kept the delivery part going. And on an average night, there are between 30 and 40 cars in their parking lot that they're delivering pizzas out to, and they've got it down to a science. And they thought through it, and they've been in business since 1934. So very interesting.
In 2 different ways of looking at it, right?
Yeah.
And then, I tried to say to myself, how do we dissect all the different parts of our business? The one thing is privacy.
Yeah.
Privacy is going to matter so much to you and your customers. And what we're seeing right now is the issue of privacy has hit a tipping point.
Yeah.
Now you're hearing major companies like Apple, Google actively actually taking action on the foundation of new privacy laws. Yeah. This is no longer something that they can sit on the sidelines with. And your business how do you feel about it, Rich? I think
Oh
every
yeah.
business has to react.
Well, it's interesting. I was doing some Facebook advertising earlier this year and late last year, and things were changing then where they were saying we really can't show you what your customer or the people that are tracking your ad are doing anymore. And I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, that's interesting. And now, ever since 14.5 loaded on the iPhone, you're going to get warnings. They're tracking you. Do you want us to track you? No. People are going to say no. And it's going to
right.
affect a lot of different things. Your business needs to consciously look at your own privacy statements on your site and understand the bigger picture.
Oh,
Because,
for
yeah,
sure. Because I think, big data is going to radically change in the next very short period of time. How we advertising will radically change.
yeah,
The social networks, just like you mentioned, Rich, are going to radically change. And you're in that ecosystem.
yeah. And it's how people are looking at your business. How are they finding your business? How are they experiencing your business online, on their phone, on their
Right.
watch, all different ways. It's so funny that people keep thinking like, well, ad dollars on TV. I don't use a TV the way I used to for the last 50 years. Okay.
I
I just don't.
know. That's a
And
perfect example,
they,
you know.
yeah, people say, did you see this commercial? I went, no, no,
I know.
I don't. I don't see commercials anymore. So,
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
So tip number 3.
Tip three is what future changes might be on the horizon for your business and clients. Now it's going from looking in the past to looking in the future. Start preparing your team, your systems, and your customers for the technical changes coming in the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah,
I mean, I was talking about before to BJ, like once in a while when I'm in a rush, I go to McDonald's and I downloaded their app. It's phenomenal. They give you free food. You just order what you want. You sit in your car in a spot and they bring it right out to you in 2 minutes. I'm
that's
like,
not going away.
yeah, there are major changes happening in many different areas.
For sure. And what type of interfaces, apps, point of sale, communication, delivery systems might be needed in your company that you're just not taking advantage of now? Now, here's the funny thing. You may have heard about it in the last 2 years and you decided not to take the leap.
Yeah.
You don't have that opportunity anymore.
Absolutely. And next week we're going to be talking about eliminating friction in your business, and that's wholly solely on how fast you can make the sale, how can you eliminate friction in the all areas of working with your customers.
Yeah,
Um,
and I think that's going to be one to tune into because I think a lot of people this is almost going too fast for them.
yes.
And but there are ways to be able to kind of get up and over it so that you can be back on that track.
Absolutely. You can
Yeah,
hold their hand, holding their hand during the process, your team, your customers, your suppliers, and showing them the way actually deepens the relationship with your customers and your team and stuff.
oh,
So,
for sure.
so
So tip
yeah,
number 4,
yep,
the time is now to get your futuristic plan in place.
yep,
Yes. When we say thinking outside the box, we mean it. This is
yeah,
something where I'm going to give an example. If you were an architect, and uh, there's going to be a huge dramatic leap in the next few years in sustainable and fair supply chain responsibility. That's where you would use a green product, or you'd be careful not to use woods that might be considered endangered. No, now it's going to be where you know everything every house will be designed that way.
absolutely. I have a good friend who's an architect. He's out of Westport, and he's promoting a whole new type of construction with this kind of block that you use, cement, and it's
Yeah.
sustainable, it's fireproof, it's good for the environment. There's just so many good things about it,
Yeah.
and he's trying to like, why are we still building homes that we built like for the last 300 years? We
I
never.
know. I
Yeah.
know. And
So
that's going to be the difference. That's where you're going to start to see it. You're going to need to look at your business model and prepare for a gigantic leap. You
absolutely.
know, I
and
want,
and you're going to need to look at your business model, and
oh, yeah,
when companies need to prepare for computers, the next few years, not decades, are going to have a rapid technological growth, and your company needs to be ahead of that growth.
right.
Yeah,
And I always say this to Rich, I never want to be that person.
yeah,
I don't want to be the person who says, but I really like CDs. They're really good,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Uh,
What's a nest? What's a
yeah.
nest? Well, I don't
I
know how to put one of these together. you
Yeah,
know
don't be that person. You
yeah.
tell your kids how to do it. Come on, man.
Well,
Everybody should get on that train.
Well, we were talking about this and how there's a certain subset of people that just shut down up when it comes to technology. And
Yeah,
I go, we're in a world now where if I want to fix my dishwasher, I just go on YouTube and learn how to do it. And
right.
and, and I go, it's so easy. Like, I don't know how to use my iPhone. There's something wrong with it. And it's like, go figure it out. Call Apple Care. They'll help you. But it's like
Yeah,
sitting and whining about technology on how
over.
and this sucks.
Exactly. It's
You sound like an
over.
idiot. Well, like you said, BJ, they sound like Luddites.
That's
And
it.
yeah, it's
That's
huge.
it. And I'm excited about the future. It's going to be one of our biggest topics in the next year. We're
In the
just really going to
future,
be focused in the
right?
future.
We're going to be talking about the future. Uh,
Exactly.
so we've got a great resource, and there's a video you should watch too on this.
Hmm.
It's called The Fourth Turning. What cycles of history tell us about America's next rendezvous with destiny? I watched a video this week that changed my life, and this book I purchased, I'm going to be reading it. It's by William Strauss and Neil Howe, and they show you how to see the world and your place in the new world that's
Yeah.
happening.
And
Um,
this is one of those where it's like with blazing originality, the fourth turning illuminates the past, explains the present, like everything we're doing now, and reimagines the future.
yeah,
And it
there
is so amazing.
And he talks about patterns that keep reoccurring, especially in the US, and all the way back to the American Revolution, and how everything just certain generations impact each other and they just keep recycling. And it's you start to read it and you're like, oh my God. It's a 50,000 foot view of what's really happening right now. And it's just a great book. It's an
Yeah,
incredible book.
fantastic read for sure.
And
Um,
that's it for today. Sponsoring our podcast today is New Renew Brand Marketing. As a full service brand marketing company, BJ's firm will act as your marketing partner to get your startup off the ground or your division to soar. I'm sounding like a used car salesman. I'm
I
sorry.
do. It
Yeah, yeah.
sounds good though. I sound
Branding,
encouraged.
messaging, websites, and support materials. BJ's team does it all. Go to New Renew, which is NURENU. Go check them out.
I love your enthusiasm. I'd like to do a commercial also. Are your managers prepared to manage your team past COVID? You definitely need to speak to our other sponsor, Rich G. Rich has presented to thousands of managers and helped them prepare for the myriad of leadership challenges in today's business world. Schedule a free, that's right, I said free, 15-minute chat at richg.com and learn how Rich can energize your team. I promise he'll deliver at least 5 great ideas. Yeah, I stepped it up. 5 great ideas to make your business and team great in 2021. Thank you to our producer, editor, and king of creative, Rich Scalzo, the man who makes everything happen. Little clap for him.
Yes.
Bringing you the best small business podcast every Tuesday. Have an unbelievable week.
Catch you later.